Good morning, everybody. My name's Johanna, and you're going to spend the day with me. Let's go. It's a little later in the day, and I'm still here at the desk. I just had a one-on-one meeting with Carla. As I mentioned earlier, when our ambassadors and interns start their workday, and also at the end of their workday, we just have a mini check-in meeting so we can talk about what projects they're working on, how I can help them, and how maybe they can work together on these projects. It is 12 o'clock now, so I'm on my lunch break. I don't usually answer emails right now. I give myself that time to unwind. Sometimes I go for a walk, other times I have lunch during my lunch break, and other times is when I decide to watch the news. So I've really been limited. What? I've been really limited. Wow. I've been limiting the numbers of times during the day that I watch the news, just for my own, self-care practice. And so today, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Definitely not a walk though. I don't feel like that. I might do that a little later. So it'll either be lunch or watching the news a little bit. I'll let you know what I decide. I'm back from lunch and I decided to have cereal for lunch. Probably not the most nutritious thing, but that's what I felt like having today. I didn't watch any of the news. As I mentioned earlier, I really tend to limit the number of times during the day that I'm watching the news. If it isn't during my lunchtime, then I'll watch it maybe around 6 o'clock or so, or at 10 or 11 o'clock. That's really the only times that I'll watch the news. Sometimes I'll surf the internet and see what the headlines are, but I'm very adamant about limiting that time, again, just for my own self-care. If you're familiar with my office space in the Nepantla Student Center, you have a pretty good idea of what my office setup is, but due to the virus and also us working remotely, I wanted to give you a better picture of where you can find me. So I am living in an apartment and we have an extra bedroom that we only use when family and friends stay over. I'm very fortunate in that nobody else really needs this space or uses this space, so it's my own, really. So I'll give you a little bit of a mini tour, if you will. This is what it looks like, and that's the desk. So if we were to come over to the desk, you might see some things that are very familiar to you. I always have a notebook where I like to write a few things down, just some reminders for myself for the rest of the day. Of course, my water bottle is, oh, that's my hand, right here. My computer. I had an extra wireless keyboard and mouse, and also my little jelly wrist pad thing. I really like this desk too because it's an adjustable height. I prefer to stand most of the workday, and so this is really cool. And then here is my Pink Turtles mouse pad. The Pink Turtles is a walking group that I first joined when I lived in California, and we would get together twice a week to walk at least 3 miles on those walks. They're a great bunch of people. I love them all very much. This is not sponsored, by the way. You'll see my pencil cup and of course tissue. These are all of the basic things that I need for my desk. And then you'll see some other things that look really familiar that I grabbed from my office before campus was shut down. I made this piece of art last year when our peer educators had their Painting with Peers event. And then this painting here, a student made for me. She knows how much I like the ocean and miss California, so she gave me that. But I feel like it's a really cool dual water, wave slash sky and cloud kind of thing. So thank you, Sam, for that. Over here, you'll see this that Team Nepantla gifted to me last year for my 1 year work anniversary. So I decided that I needed to feel like you all were with me on a more consistent basis. So I brought that with me, and I have this little fake plant there and my Frida Kahlo, which was another gift from a student. Thank you, Carla. I love her so much, and it gives this space, I feel, a little bit more of color. You can see the window in the background. Sometimes I stare out the window here because people will walk their dogs or cars will walk by. I also like to sit here when it's raining. Next to my desk, you'll see my bookcase, and it's filled mostly with books that I picked up while I was in college. So this is a little bit of what you see on this end of the room. I have a book there with a bow, a candle for ambiance, or just really trying to feel fancy sometimes. A shredder, and this is not because of COVID. I had a shredder for several years. If you know me, that would just make perfect sense. This chair normally doesn't live here, but it's the one I've been using to sit at my desk. When I do choose to lower the desk, I tend to sit on this chair. It's from my dining room table. Not the prettiest, but it has a lot of sentimental value to me. I first started off working from home sitting on this chair, which again, may not be the most beautiful chair you've ever seen, but it's comfy, and my parents gave it to me. It was one of the first pieces of furniture that they gave to me when I moved out on my own. So it's got a lot of years of sentimental value to it. And you see that I am also doubling it up as a shelf in some ways. Laura Decker's English 102 class with Nepantla 7th Gen last week had a reading circle. We were discussing The Common Read, Tara Westover's educated book, and my copy is there. I haven't put it back yet. But essentially, here is where I spend most of my time when I'm working. Here's where I will send emails. If you and I are chatting over the Nepantla temporary line, here's where I am talking to you over the phone. A little bit later on today, you'll see me having some one-on-one conversations with our ambassadors and our interns. So this room is really where I spend a lot of my work time, and I'm so happy that you got to see a little bit more of where I've been spending my time working with Team Nepantla. So Ole and I are having our meeting, and then I'm having technical difficulties. So you can't win them all, but you just gotta be patient with what's happening. So it's later in the day, it's after our walk. We ended up walking just a little shy of 4 miles. That is a lot. It sounds like a lot, but it's part of my self-care. I enjoy walking long distances, but also given how much time we are spending at home, how much time we are more sedentary, sitting at the desk, maybe just sitting on the couch, it's important for me to really try to stay active. It makes me feel better. It calms my mind. It also helps me with anxiety too. And it's not like we walk this type of distance every day or every other day. I would love that, but you know, sometimes you just have to take it easy and really check in with yourself and determine how you're feeling. Sometimes we'll just do yoga online. Maybe we'll go for a shorter walk. I've contemplated learning how to run properly. But you know, do things that make you feel good, that you enjoy doing. I really like some of the distraction that walking gives me, and you see some of that earlier in this video. But do things that make you feel good. It's important to stay safe right now and to stay healthy, which also means eating healthy, trying to get enough sleep, but also maintaining your workout routine or just your levels of activity. So this is the end of my day. Thank you for following me around, sticking with me for some of what it looks like during my workday. Next up, we are going to have dinner soon. I need to hop into the shower, and then we'll probably just veg out on the couch and enjoy some TV. But again, thank you all so much for hanging in there. I hope you enjoyed this sneak peek into a day in my life, and I'll see you soon.